Need a little bit of coffee first. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Broderick. I'm an action sports photographer, filmmaker, also a freestyle mountain bike rider. Today we're actually going to be talking about the 5 mistakes that I would say most people make when they get into action sports photography and video. We're going to be talking about these to maybe help you guys maybe avoid these mistakes or kind of know what you're doing wrong right now so that you can try to fix it. Let's get into it with mistake number 1. So a big mistake that I see people make is blaming their photos on their gear. Now this spans across all types of photography. I see it in portraits, landscapes, everything you can think of, even video as well. Video is a huge one because I actually find that gear matters a little bit more with video. But at the same time, if you have good lighting, if you have all of that stuff, you can really make it work. To give you an idea, when I started filming, I had this little tiny Sony Handycam that my mom bought me, and I was so happy to get it because it said HD on it, and HD in 2008 was like the biggest deal ever if you had an HD camera. It only shot 720, but I used that thing for probably 4 years just shooting videos over and over and over. My brother and I would go out, ride, shoot every single trick that we possibly could, and it actually helped us progress in our riding just by shooting. I think that's the big key of this, is just to shoot as much as you can and not concentrate on your gear too much. That's pretty much it. Just shoot with what you have and have fun, and you'll make awesome stuff. So number 2, I don't think enough people actually talk about this one. I am actually a firm believer in not using burst mode when you're shooting action sports. I could see it being useful more in events because you only really have one chance to capture it and you want to make sure you capture it. But I think it's a really great habit to start, really trying to capture the tricks at the point in time that they're taken, because if you rely on burst mode too much, there's actually a huge chance that the frame in between the next frame is actually where the trick happens and you're gonna miss it. I used to use burst mode. I made that mistake. I learned very quickly that it's just take after take after take doing that. This doesn't really apply to video as much, obviously, because burst mode is only for photos. But yeah, I'd say just try to get that trick at that time that the trick happens so that you can understand how the person does the trick and also where the extension is when they're doing that trick. It's very, very key. Number 3, not understanding the sport that you're shooting. This is a huge one that I tell a lot of people that are wanting to get into action sports, that a big key of shooting these sports is being a part of the culture and knowing as much as you can about that sport. Obviously, myself being a bike rider, growing up, riding myself and understanding all of the tricks and style and knowing how different riders do different things, I've actually had the opportunity to shoot with a lot of pros that I idolized when I was younger, and I can't stress how helpful it was knowing their style, the way that they rotate, knowing how far they extend things. For example, when I shot with Matt McDuff, that was really cool for me, and I was shooting him doing a backflip bar spin, and I'll actually put the photo right here so you guys can see it. And I knew that with Matt's backflip bar spins, he throws the handlebars right off of the lip, so I knew to really be ready for as soon as he got off the lip, that's when he'd throw it. And as you can see, I caught it perfectly. The handlebar is 180. You can really sense when someone doesn't know the sport and they're shooting the photos, because they don't really understand the angles, they catch the riders of what other riders would want to see or what those bike companies would want to see if you're shooting more commercial work. So to me, that's actually one of the biggest things for shooting action sports. Let's get on to number 4, not putting yourself out there enough. I honestly made this mistake for way too long when I was younger. I realized actually after I moved to Toronto, Ontario about 4 years ago, that there's so many opportunities that you guys have, but too many people just don't ask. So there was actually the video that I did for Drew Bazanton. He was the type of rider that I obviously looked up to since I was like 15 years old, and I actually told myself when I was younger, that's the type of rider that I want to do a video for when I get older or even in the near future. And when I moved to Toronto, I kind of put it on the back burner of doing bike videos because I was so caught up in more commercial work. And then I just decided one day I'm just gonna ask him if he wants to shoot anything. He kind of got back to me saying that he's not really looking to shoot anything at the moment, but if anything comes up that he'll definitely let me know. And it was probably like a year, and just randomly out of nowhere he just sent me a message saying, hey, do you want to go to the All In Skate Park and shoot a video this weekend? And obviously I jumped on it. It happened, got the video done. I'm really proud of how the video turned out. And it just goes to show that sometimes you just need to ask, and I think too many people don't. I always see a lot of shooters that are kind of watching me do my thing, even when I'm at like the indoor bike park or even outdoor skate parks or whatever, and I can tell that they want to ask me something, but they just don't. So just have that courage to come up. Nobody's scary. I'll definitely be really nice to you if you come up and ask me for some tips or whatever. I'm here to help anyone that needs it. So yeah, just put yourself out there. That's it. So number 5, that last point actually ties into this perfectly. This one is not being competitive with other people. I've made this mistake in the past. I think being competitive with other shooters, other riders even, is just super toxic, and it doesn't help anyone. I think the more photographers and videographers are just there to help each other out and give each other tips, there's so much work to go around, and there's so many riders and so many athletes that there's more than enough work for everyone. So just don't be competitive with other people. It actually makes you look worse as a creative yourself. So yeah, just stay humble and love what you do, and really support what other creators are doing. So those are my 5 mistakes that I've personally made in the past. I've seen my friends make in the past. I hope this video can help you guys out, just kind of push past that point, so that you can start just having fun and being passionate about what you're doing, rather than letting all of these things get in the way of you being creative. If you guys like the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be posting videos like this every week. If you guys have any video ideas for me to talk about in the future, please comment those below. I'll be more than happy to talk about them. I'll be talking through my experiences, other people's experiences, and I'm actually hoping to get some people onto the channel to talk to one-on-one. Obviously with COVID and all of the regulations, I don't want to get too close to people, but hopefully we can figure something out through Zoom calls or whatever. So if there are any filmmakers that want to talk about a video that they've done and maybe go through the process of what it took to shoot your video or shoot some photos, please message me. Maybe we can set something up to do a video. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time.